statement, and we will open it up for questions.
Proud of our football team. I am really proud of the leadership of this football team. Close games, hard practices, conditioning, doing things right off the field. There's a lot of great leadership, and that allows you to play your best football at times, and I think we did that some today. My hat goes off to Coach Biggs and Cal Davis. What a great program. I'm somewhat bummed, to be honest with you, that this is it's surely the end of us competing against each other as head coaches. Who knows if we'll play Davis again, but what a great program, what a great man, and it's been a treat for me to be part of that competition. But in the end, I'm proud of the Jackrabbits, tremendously proud.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, that was kind of a white knuckler the whole way. Your thoughts on just how you guys handled that? There was no room to make a mistake, really.
Well, I said on the radio that that's the way football's meant to be played. When you have two good teams, and I think those are two good teams, both play decent defense. It's going to be a play here and a play there. We ended up making more than they did. One more, maybe, if it's as simple as that. But would I prefer 24-0? Yeah, but I think it's a little more sweet in the locker room, to be honest with you, when it's like that. So the guys were relieved, and they were spent. Our players played hard.
Your thoughts on the defense and what stood out to you about their showing today?
I think they played hard, tremendously hard. There were a couple times that we didn't tackle very well, but again, Dave's a good football team. I mean, they pitched a shutout, if I'm not mistaken, by definition. Other than the 2-point play, that is our defense. I think they played very well, and I think they're gonna see the film and see what they need to do to improve, because that's always the case. But they're gonna walk out of the meeting room saying we took a step forward. That's the whole goal every week, every day, every practice.
Can you touch on Zach's day having another big game for you?
Well, Zach's a good football player, and football is a team sport. So there's 10 other guys out there doing the job, and I'm gonna go beyond that. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go up to the press box, and Eric Eisnes's and his staff's designing of the offense and being able to pass when we're supposed to pass and run when we're supposed to run, and then Zach is able to do his job. But strong runner, humble young man, quiet as a church mouse. Just a very special football player. But in my opinion, he's a South Dakota State running back. That's what we've lived with, and those kind of guys make us smile.
Coach, for sort of like last week, you're dominating in terms of yards, and yet you were behind in the scoreboard going into the third. As this was sort of the second time that happened, how did you guys sort of approach, getting the game back where you feel like it should be on the scoreboard?
Well, I think the reason what you just said occurs is because you lose focus. You make a play that gets you to second or third and 13, and then they're in the driver's seat. And as you watch that game, when Davis went from 1st and 10 to 2nd and 5 to, they were in the driver's seat. They were moving the ball, and so we just challenged our guys to focus every play. We talk, I think it's been publicized that we talk about play like it's your last play, and that's all we said at halftime. And so if that had anything to do with it, we did make an offensive change, which I think confused our guys a little bit. I think it was a great change, but it confused our guys when we handed the ball off one time when we were supposed to be passing the ball. And thank goodness that didn't get fumbled, but it was a great decision. It was just too much for our guys at the time.
Your thoughts on the pass game? Again, it seemed a little, made a couple of key plays, but sort of out of sync and maybe just not quite as sharp as you'd like. How much is that as Austin not being 100%, and how much is just other things?
I would say some of it's Austin, but I'll defend him. He's throwing to receivers that are open. He maybe misses them on the out or misses Hubert on the drag before his interception for a touchdown, but he's throwing to the guy he's supposed to throw to. So as he gets closer to 100%, and our fat guys continue to do their job, 20, whatever he was, 20 for 34 isn't too bad, but you know, the expectations are high. You know, if the guy's open, hit him and catch the football. He's still high on a lot of balls, and that's his injury.
Talked about T.J. Lally and his kind of breakout game.
A really good football player, and for a redshirt freshman, I think he will, after seeing the film also, he will feel, number one, he can get a lot better, because that's our nature, but number two, I think he'll walk onto the field from here on out with more confidence than he could have imagined because of the way he played. A number of his sacks, I think all of his sacks were on blitzes, and he found his way through there, maybe because he's this tall, but he got the job done, and really played well. He made open field tackles. I mean, he really played a good football game. And again, you know, you guys, I don't know if I understand it, but he's a redshirt freshman, all right? So that's his third start, his third game playing. That's phenomenal. And so that'll boost he and our other redshirt freshmen that can build off of that.
It's maybe not fair to say you expected this. You don't expect the guy to have 4 sacks, but you guys almost played him last year, so you knew he was going to be good and going to contribute, and now he's getting a chance.
Yeah, and he works very hard. He's got some natural ability, like a good running back will have natural ability on where to fit. And a good linebacker has a natural ability, and then he's just relentless. You know, he does. You know, he's spent after a game. He leaves nothing to chance in terms of effort. Let's talk about special teams.
I was going to ask, how about that? How about the punt return game, Coach? Sterling, is that the word you'd use?
I thought we were going to talk about the punting game. So, well, on the radio I said no comment, so I suppose I should comment on this. Our rule is, all right, line up on the 10 and don't back up. And if it should be a fair catch, don't fair catch it. I mean, if you think you should fair catch it, go opposite of where it should be, so you draw them over there. We did everything wrong. Okay, everything wrong. So we'll work on that. So, no promises that we'll be better, but let's talk about the punt game. You want to talk about
How's the punt game, Coach?
I thought Ethan did a great job. I really did. I thought the protection was good. I thought the average almost 48 yards a punt in that kind of wind at times. And they weren't always pretty, but he did a good job. In fact, I think there's some real good special teams in that both teams. I think they have real good special teams also. Punt return, we did just that is going out on the field, and when the ball's punted, starting to think rather than going out with a plan, and when the ball's punted, knowing what the answer is. It's like a flashcard. You just know what you're supposed to do, and our guys did not do that.
You just threw I think the first 5 catches were all tight ends. Was that by design? Did you guys want to get them involved?
It's the read, you know, and we did a lot of 3-step stuff where they're to the flat or 5 yards up and out, and they were the guys that were open. So, you know, again, that's Austin's job, is to go to his read and throw to the guy that's open.
Any significance in getting 2 non-conference wins?
Well, yeah, because you make hay when you're in the conference, and you get in the playoffs with 7 quality wins or more. You give yourself a chance, I should say. And so to have 2 FCS victories going into conference, which is going to be a battle every week, I think it's huge. And that's what I told our football team. I said, you keep on track, and let's see how good we can be in the end.
Anything else for Coach?
Your thoughts on just the Samaritan's Feet thing, real quick?
I think it's a tremendous organization, and I think it's a simple gesture to put a sweatband on, to take your shoes off, and hopefully all we do is we're a picture of a great organization. I mean, we really, I mean, that's the nature of our program. We're going to serve when we're asked to serve, if it fits, if it works, and if our administration allows it. And then when we do that, we're going to be all in. And I think all our guys had sweatbands on, all our guys took off their shoes. And ideally, the sweet thing would be is if somehow our players could literally see the benefit and know, man, that was easy. What else can I do? And that would be, but it isn't about South Dakota State football. It's about that organization and what can we do to help. Got her?
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.